Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond, and I'm the author of the Game Plan book, Game Plan, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. This is off of the updated second edition book, as well as the companion workbook. Those are the only tools that you need to be able to do Game Plan boot camp. So thank you for joining me. Excited to have you on a Saturday. I'm sorry for stealing you on the weekend. Maybe with your own teams, if you're watching the replay of this, you're doing it on a weekend too. Just depends what kind of a leader you've got that's gonna run you. Now we are gonna take tomorrow off if you're doing this live with me. If you're watching this because your leader has posted on your team pages, you just follow whatever they told you to do. I do want to tell you that maybe you just picked this up and it's your first time seeing boot camp. You don't even know what you're looking at or what you got dragged into. This is the most intense, comprehensive training for Young Living anywhere. I mean, a 350-page book, 25 different worksheets to keep you accountable, 12 days of videos. If you really want to be masochistic, you can go do the original boot camp, which the videos are an hour to an hour and a half long, and there's 25 of them, not 12. I'll show you where to find those. But I do want to show you, too, where I'm at. I am on the Game Plan page. It is Oil Ability with Sarah Harnish on the Game Plan page, and this is the same place that we do Roundtable every single week. All right, so after boot camp is over, we're only halfway through after tonight, but after boot camp is over, then you can pop on here and I'll still be training you. Another thing I want to show you is if you go to my website, which is oilabilityteam.com. See right there, oilabilityteam.com. We have been collecting and compiling all the videos for you, so they're easy to find for your teams. So if you go to start here, there's a button for boot camp right on the front page. You click on boot camp, and it's going to take you to the main boot camp page. And both boot camps are on here. So it explains the difference between the abridged boot camp and then the full boot camp. And you can see the first 5. Well, this day 5 we'll put up soon, and then day 6 is today. Plus the whole FAQ video. It's all hyperlinked, so you can click on it. It'll take you right to the videos, so you don't have to scroll through Facebook to find them. If you want the original boot camp, that's right here. There's all 25 videos right there. We're not going to take those down. We're going to leave those up, but this is the abridged one, just so that you understand the difference between the two boot camps. So let's jump right in. Tonight, this is day 6. We're going to be covering chapters 11 and 12 in Game Plan, which is dealing with difficult people and what to do when people still aren't coming to class. Like, what do you do when you've tried everything and they're still not coming? As usual, our oil of the night is actually oils of the night, right? Oils of the night, because I wanted to do a little bit of mindset training with you, and so there's some really good oils for mindset. This is new second edition content. We have not covered most of this for tonight. There's a couple things we hit on, but most of it is brand new for the second edition. It's one of my favorite chapters that got added on into boot camp. Yes, the 101 audio on the website, we already have it recorded. We just got to pop it up for you. We have a new PowerPoint that matches the starter kit. That'll be popped up for you as well. I'm in the process. Many of you guys have asked me about the Audible version of Game Plan. That's one of my favorite ways to continue training your brain after you finish boot camp. I love it to gift it to a lot of my leaders when we finish boot camp. I went into a studio for 70 hours and recorded. Now that's the recording and the editing, so it's not 70 hours long for you, but I went and recorded the entire 300-page book, and I'm about to go back in and do the second edition. So you'll have that. And it's nice to listen to things on Audible because it trains your brain in a totally different way, right? When you're reading things and you're taking notes on stuff and you're watching videos, you're learning one way. When you're listening, it actually uses a totally different part of your brain. So you're going to hear things that you did not see when you read through the book the very first time. So Audible is an amazing rank up gift, the Game Plan on Audible, for your leaders or for people who finish boot camp, because they're going to get hit from different directions. Their brain's going to pick up on different things. You find the Audible book. There's actually 2 places you can find it. One of them, and it's me. I recorded it, so it's me whispering in your ear. If you go to shop on my website, do you see right here it says audiobooks? You can click on that, and it's going to take you right to the link on Amazon where all of my audiobooks are. So the Game Plan audiobook, Fearless, is up there. I'm just about to add the brand new ULA book. I just finished recording that one, and the second edition book as well. All right? Okay, into the training. So a little bit of mindset training today. Here are your oils of the night, and I'll tell you exactly why I grabbed each one as well. Bergamot, this is my favorite citrus. You might not have this one yet, but I love this. Although I'll tell you, lime is almost tied for second. My daughter swears by lemon. That's her favorite. But bergamot, I'm a bergamot sucker. So this helps you let go of anger, anxiety, loneliness, insecurity, fear. Hey, John, I forgot one. My husband's over here and I'm stealing his hands. Oh, I think I lost him. Could you grab me forgiveness oil from the top? Yeah, please. Thank you. Up on the top shelf, forgiveness oil. Now I've solicited my 17-year-old to help me out as well. So bergamot, I'm sorry? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's so special. All right, so we'll get into that in a second. Bergamot is anger, anxiety, loneliness, insecurity, and fear. Cedarwood has made its appearance a couple of nights, but this one helps you overcome meekness. So when you're timid to go up to people and talk to them, like that's this one right here. Frankincense, the king of oils. Right here, this elevates and stimulates the mind. It's like a little mind trigger. I like to call it my squirrel oil when I'm praying, because I'll be praying and I'll be like, dear Jesus, please help Aunt Betsy with her cancer. Oh man, I forgot to put dinner in the crock pot tonight. Dang nabbit. And Lord, she's really not feeling good. And so if you would just be with her, she goes to her treatment today. Who is standing on the roof of my house? Right? I'm like always just distracted while I'm praying. And so I love to diffuse frankincense while I'm praying and lean over my diffuser and pray in that way. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. But it also helps you let go of approval and feelings of worthlessness. So this is a really good chapter for oil that helps you with worthlessness, or just those feelings of you not being enough, right? Which is usually how you feel after somebody tells you no to the starter kit. Geranium is the next one I want to talk about. This one helps you let go of wanting to please everybody. So it's the pleasing everybody oil, right? I got to get a yes from every single person, and I have to have total permission, right? And everybody's got to be on fire, and it's got to grow at this rate, right? Well, it doesn't always go the way that you plan. And so geranium is your I don't need to be all things to all people oil. Helichrysum, the next one here, helps you let go of panic and loneliness and grief. This is actually one of my favorite oils to diffuse when people are grieving. And all right, this sounds kind of trivial, but also grieving the loss of a sale of a starter kit, like somebody you were sure was going to sign in your team. You ever had anybody that's a really good friend that you meant to talk to, you didn't talk to soon enough, and they went and signed in somebody else's team, and they're a really good friend of yours, and so it just breaks your heart because you really wanted them to be with you and to build with you? Helichrysum's a great oil for that. All right, really, really good oil for just letting things go. Jasmine is the next one. That lets go of stress and habits that burn you out. So are you not out there doing things that actually grow your business? You're out there making all those photocopies for the folders and the really big, foam boards when people walk in. Jasmine is really good to just say, you know what? That's not an activity I need to be putting my time into. Yes, I need to be training my leaders, but I've already trained this leader 4 times in the last 2 weeks. She's on my strong leg. I need to go focus on my weak legs this month. So I'm going to let that call go and go focus in the areas where I need to be growing, right? Jasmine's really good for that. Lavender is really good for abandonment and atonement, right? Again, letting things go, but also feeling like you have been let go. Lavender's amazing for that. Melissa is also known as Heart's Delight, and it's very good for letting go of self-limitations. So you think you can't do certain things, and Melissa's like, wait a second. What does it say in Scripture? It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? It doesn't say I can do all things except stand in front of people. I can do all things except pick up the phone and call and to make a follow-up call. I can do all things except go talk to that person that I've never seen before, right? Now it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so letting go of those self-limitations, yeah, we serve a great big God who is totally into doing things that you think you can't do, right? That's sort of like one of his incredible gifts. Palmarosa enhances feelings of security and unconditional love. So they come to you and they're like, no, sorry, I'm not interested in your oils. And you just love them unconditionally. Right? Unconditionally. You're like, hey, you know what? I got you. I'm going to love you no matter what. I'm going to love you no matter what you say about oils. I'm going to love you whether you get this kit or not. I'm here for you. I'm going to build this relationship with you. And no now doesn't mean no forever. right? Next one is Roman chamomile. This is kind of a funny one. This one helps you let go of irritability. You ever been just irritated? Maybe you loaned out a sample 5 times to somebody and they went and signed up with somebody else, right? Or maybe you have a leader you've been working with and they're just not doing anything and you're really frustrated and they're giving you tons of excuses. So you ever get into those places of business where you just have a little irritability? Roman chamomile is that place. Sorry, Lori says so many oils. I know I told you an oil of the night. I'm an aromatherapist and I just can't help throwing a few extra things at you. Sandalwood, can I give you just one more? Actually, I'm going to talk about forgiveness too, but sandalwood, this one helps overcome overactive emotions. So that means something's this big and you make it this big. Meaning the night before your first class, when you're, well, like me, maybe puking your guts out in the bathroom and it's really not called for, right? Overactive emotions, sandalwood, amazing oil, all right? Number one oil I use more than anything else when I am dealing with difficult people is bergamot. That's just one of my favorites. And another one is forgiveness. I am so drawn to this oil. I just love the oil of forgiveness. So yeah, I have these typed up and I'm going to put them up on the main Facebook page, the Oil Ability with Sarah Facebook page, just so you guys can use it as a reference, all right? Okay, so put one of those oils in your hands. We just went through bergamot, cedarwood, frankincense, geranium, helichrysum, jasmine, lavender, melissa, palmarosa, Roman cam, sandalwood, and forgiveness. Got all that? I want you to pick one of them, put it in your hands, cup it over your mouth, take a deep breath. Anytime you can oil up before you go into these trainings is a good day for you. All right, game plan business training. Here we go. Dealing with difficult people. So what are some examples of difficult people? People who just want one oil. What is going on there if they only want one oil, all right? Only want one thing. They don't know what the oils do. They're coming to you because they got one thing that they want to invest in and they don't want to make the lifestyle change. And so I always like to say, hey, you know what? Oils are a bridge to natural health. They are not a Band-Aid for continuing your lifestyle. That's not the way that works, right? You gotta flip a switch and decide you're gonna go the other way and start kicking some of this stuff out of your house. And this is a bridge to help you do that. Now, you don't need to do it immediately. It took me 5-6 years before I got all this stuff kicked out of my house, but you do need to start. And so you start with the playground of the starter kit. You don't start with 1 bottle of lavender, right? Or with 1 bottle of Panaway. I can do so much more for you than Panaway, if you trust me, right? If you trust me. So take the plunge. Let's do this together. You can do this, right? You can do this. You just want to keep them from being a just watching the sidelines oiler. We don't want those kinds of oilers in our teams, right? People who don't want a wholesale account. They're the ones that are just afraid of commitment, right? Afraid of commitment. So we're going to give them some Melissa, maybe some lavender for abandonment, right? And just say, listen, this thing's not going to bite you in the butt. This is going to kick poison out of your house. It's about protecting your family. But it's also about wording. Sometimes wholesale account, sorry, I got hair in my face here. Sometimes wholesale account is very intimidating to people who don't want to be locked in, to something that scares them. I mean, we're not even at essential rewards level, like just wholesale account. So it's all in the wording. If you're at a vendor event, saying the word monthly subscription can be terrifying to people walking up that don't even know you. If you're teaching a class, that might even be scary to them. Just try the word referral instead. I learned this from my really, really sweet friend, Christy Dempsey. I just love her with my whole heart. She's Crown Diamond, a Young Living, future Royal Crown Diamond. Use my referral number and my family will be blessed. Here's my referral number, right? And so that's just better. That's just better wording so you're not scaring people away. Retail customers, well, people who want retail, they just want to get an order 1 oil here, order 1 oil there, right? Just tell them, man, you are paying so much more. Like you save 24% of every single order that you place when you have a starter kit first. Like, dude, all right? The diffuser and 2 bottles of oil is worth the value of the entire kit. So why don't we do wholesale instead? That's a better choice. I want to save you money. I don't want you throwing your money away. Same bottle of oil, 24% cheaper. It makes sense to be a wholesale, have a wholesale account. What about negative people? You have negative people, right, that might want to be on your team. I don't even approach them for my team, right? I don't even approach them. What about the people that need tons and tons of help? I don't know if your stupid snake oil is going to work for me. I don't know if I believe in all that stuff you're telling me. I don't know. You know what? They're living in the land of Matthew 10:14. That's where you need to go to. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust from your feet. You just kick the dust off, move on to the next person. All right, move on to the next person. No, fearless is not on back order. You should be able to get it. So Matthew 10:14, you don't need to accommodate everybody, and you definitely don't need to accommodate people who are going to take you from here all the way down to here. All right, from here all the way. Oh, Lucy made a live video. Great job. So proud of you. That's awesome. That's scary. I know, I'm doing one right now in front of thousands of people. It's scary, right? Very scary. Sometimes the hardest people to share with are your family members and their closest friends, right? So if they're not listening to you, shake the dust off your feet. You can only help those who want to be helped. All right, you can only help those who want to be helped. If you waste all your time trying to convince everybody that oils are a great option, you're losing time with people who are already eager to learn and they're sick of the chemicals in their house. So those are the people you got to just keep working with, right? Keep working. What if they join, but they're not using the oil? So that just comes with training, and that's where Fearless comes in. Fearless is going to train them inside out and upside down and hold them accountable for 30 days. Get that diffuser going every single day, train them in basic aromatherapy, 10 challenges. They'll be oiling with intent and purpose every single day, and every oil in their starter kit will be opened and used by the time that month is over. So emotionally detach yourself from the sale of the starter kit. It might take a while, and in that time, you just got to redirect yourself, stay positive, put one foot in front of the other, plant seeds when they are willing to listen, and that's not every single conversation. Build the relationship. I just had a woman sign with me last week. I had been dropping seeds with this woman for 3.5 years. Literally since the start, since the very first class. She was at my very, very first class. She just got her kit and got on Essential Rewards, and that's literally over 500 classes ago. So it's one of those things where I just keep dropping a seed, dropping a seed, dropping a seed, and it's okay. No now does not mean no forever, right? Doesn't mean no forever. Teenage sons, they're a lot of fun, aren't they? He says, my teenage sons been giving me a hard time with Ditch and Switch. I know they love their perfumed deodorants and colognes that are chemical cesspools and all that stuff. Teenagers are rough. They're really rough, but you got to paint a picture of what's coming. And a lot of times they're not even aware of their own mortality either. So they think they can use this stuff forever. And maybe when they're 90, they won't feel the greatest, right? Like the day before they pass away, that's the day that it's going to hit them, right? And that's not true. We say, listen, you got to live with the consequences of your decisions every single day for the rest of your life. It's my job as your parent to train you up in the way that you should go. Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. You're supposed to be taking care of that sucker, not poisoning it every single day by slathering aluminum-laden deodorants all over your lymph nodes, which is part of your excretory system. All right, it's supposed to be getting that stuff out, not bringing that stuff in. It's your choice how you're going to handle your body, but there's a consequence to everything you put on your body and everything that you use and everything that you eat and everything that you spray. You have to decide if the consequences are worth it. And to me, I've made the decision as the gatekeeper of our personal family home, which, by the way, you are living in right now under my rules, under my house, right? You're going to have to live the way that we live if you're going to live here. If you don't like it, go get a job, right? So we hit on identity last night. Your identity is not what you do. We talked about that. It's not how fast you have success. Who cares if you hit diamond in 14 years versus 2 years? It's still, according to the income disclosure guide, $39,000 a month, right? Right? I talk to 5 million people every single day that I anchor news. It is not my identity. That's not who I am, right? Who I am is a daughter in Christ. That's who I am. And so you have a hope and you have a future that is far beyond the whisperings of this world. So don't focus on the naysayers. Move your feet and spend 80% of your time approaching new people, because that's how you grow your team. Right? That's how you grow your team. It's just pouring in to the people that will listen to you. So chapter 12, nobody's coming to class, Sarah. All right. You told me how to deal with the people that don't want retail accounts. I got to focus on product education, meeting them where they are, building relationships. I got it. Got it. Oh, Lisa says my upline doesn't talk to me because I'm a slow builder. You know what? You don't need an upline to go diamond. You don't. I mean, I met my diamond twice before I went diamond, and my whole upline above that, I didn't even know him until I went on the first diamond retreat. And I hit diamond on my own. Your upline's not responsible for your growth. They're not responsible for your education. They're not responsible for your recognition. They're not responsible for building your legs for you or stacking people under you. It's your responsibility. You want it, you got to go get it. right? You got to go fight for it. You got to go get it. So just block that thought out of your mind that your upline won't work with you because you're slow. It's okay. I like to flip it around and put it back on me. My upline's not responsible for my growth, right? And I'm not putting down uplines. You guys have some of the most amazing diamonds in all of Young Living above you. And they're incredible people. I have the honor of meeting almost every diamond in Young Living. And I have never met a diamond that doesn't blow me away with their gifts and their talents and their strengths and their love and their passion. They are good, selfless people. They're good people. It's the reason they're diamond is because they're selfless, right? So it's not about throwing your upline under the bus. What I'm talking about is personal responsibility, right? Tamika says, I've got an awesome upline. I'm Tamika's upline. I love you too, Tamika. It's about personal responsibility, right? It's not about how amazing or how non-amazing you think your upline is. It's about you holding on to the responsibility of your own organization. Right? That's what this is about. Guys, you got it in you to go diamond. You don't need a diamond to make you diamond. You need you to make you diamond. It's not going to be very gratifying if you get there and you didn't earn it, right? It's going to be gratifying when you taught every class and you're responsible for those kit sales and you raised up those leaders and you saw something in them and you built hope in them and you pulled them from that miry muck and you showed them what they were capable of and worked with them on their vision, right? And you stood with them and you fought with them and you fought for them, right? Then when you hit diamond, then it feels good. Then it feels good because you did it, right? You want that feeling of doing it. So you go love your upline, but don't hold them responsible for the growth of your business. Okay, that wasn't even what I was hitting on tonight. Let me keep going. Chapter 12, nobody's coming to classes. So now what? In most of what we do, guys, we expect the answer to be yes, right? Let me walk you through a day of no. You get up in the morning, you go grab a bowl of cereal, you go reach for the milk, and your son drank all the milk, and there's not enough for a bowl of cereal, right? I'm talking about einkorn cereal, by the way. Then you go get your clothes on, and your husband didn't put the laundry away, and you can't find your shirts. The answer to the shirt is no. You get in the car, you go to work, you don't have enough gas in your car because somebody, teenage driver, drove your car, and they didn't put gas in the car, right? You ask them, hey, did you put gas in the car? Answer is no, right? Every single thing you ask for the entire day, may I have a special latte, at Starbucks? No, sorry, we're out of that. You go to work, you're working on a project. No, sorry, the person you need to meet with isn't there. Then another person tells you no, another person tells you no, another person tells you no, right? You're not actually used to that. You have a day like that, that's like Alexander's no good, very bad, terrible, awesome day, right? Terribly terrible day. That's not the day you want. And most of your days aren't that. Most of your days you get up, you got to skip in your step, things do go great, and most of the things that you try to accomplish in a day actually get done, right? It's not every single person telling you no. But in network marketing, 3 out of 4 people, these are standard network marketing numbers, are going to tell you no. They're going to tell you no at the beginning. Maybe they think they can't afford it. Maybe the timing's not right. Whatever. They're going to tell you no at the beginning. So you have to get it out of your head that you're emotionally stuck to the sale of the starter kit, right? So when they say no, I want you to do a solid evaluation. Did you have a strong enough close? First, put the finger back on you and figure out why they're saying no. I had a woman who once held 24 classes. Her average class size was over 20 people, and she didn't have a single person get a starter kit. And so I went and I sat in her class and she finished it. She said, you survived Essential Oils 101. Congratulations, great job. And then people got up and they left. They didn't even know that she was a business builder. They thought she was just teaching classes, right? They had no idea. Her close wasn't strong enough. She felt like she was being salesy, right? Victoria says, I was discouraged today because one of my members decided to start a business with another MLM, right? And she's been working for over a year. Hey, Victoria, just keep your chin up. It's all right. God is going to bring some incredible, dynamic, powerful, amazing men and women to your organization. Don't focus on that. And maybe she doesn't stay with them. You know, you never know where the road is going to lead. There are people that have done a 180 and come right back to my team. So, you just love them through the circumstance. Know that God loves them no matter what decisions and choices they're making, which might be the best choice for them with their family and the place that they're at. And that's okay. Don't emotionally attach yourself to that situation. That's where Satan sticks his boot on your face and shoves your head to the floor. Okay. You don't give him any leverage in your life. You don't allow him to emotionally toy with your business, with your livelihood, with your future, or with your freedom. You just kick that out the door and you just Matthew that thing, right? And say, I'm sorry, you're out with the dust, out my front doorstep, and I'm gonna go work on things that are a lot more important right now, which are the people that are in my organization and the ones I'm gonna be teaching a class to this weekend, right? Oh, Kari, she's amazing. She's amazing. All right. So when they say no, I want you to do a evaluation. So did you have a strong enough close? Did you understand and did they understand why they needed oils oils? Have you applied it to their needs? Have you met them where they are? Maybe they walk in, they look at the starter kit, you give your little spiel on the things the oils can do and what they support, and maybe it didn't match with their need, and so they walked out thinking, maybe I'm okay with just a bottle of stress away, right? You got to meet their needs and show them their purpose with that kit, right? Were you salesy, or did you build a relationship? Did you build a relationship first? It's so important. Was it good timing for them? Maybe they came to the class and they just had a loss of a family member, or they're in the middle of a move, or they're in the middle of a divorce. Sometimes it's just not right. Oils do have a little bit of a learning curve, so you got to watch the timing for them. Sometimes it literally has nothing to do with you and everything to do with just the timing. And you approach them a few months down the road and it's amazing. Oh, Joanna Malone is one of my best friends in Young Living. I love her with it. She's the one that got me interested, really, truly interested in doing the business. When I didn't know anybody, she just wrapped her arm around me and said, hey, I'm here for you. I got you, right? She's amazing, amazing woman. I could probably tell you a story about most of the diamonds in Young Living and how incredible they are. So please, lean on them, lean on their training, lean on their wisdom, lean on their experience, lean on the business pages that you guys are part of. But you go be responsible for growing your own OGB. Right? Amen? Can I say that? So ask yourself, what was the reason for their no? Was it too expensive? Is that what they're saying? Well, you get what you pay for. So if you want the oils to work, then you have to invest, right? You got to invest in it. So there's only 3 reasons why people avoid you specifically, all right? You're hunting them, you're missing what oils can do for them, or you're spewing negativity and you're just not a person that they want to be around. So if you're hunting them, people feel hunted if you're going into every single conversation with the eye on the prize of the kit of the sale. All right. And that was how my brother felt when I first introduced him into oils. My brother, Aaron, I went to go visit him. I had sent him everything, Christmas, birthdays, it was all oils, right? With all these explanations. I shoved it down his throat. I showed up to see his new home and his hand goes in the air and he goes, I don't want to hear anything about Young Living. Are you okay with that? And I was like, okay. And so I walked in, did the whole home tour. And, it was finally through meeting a need of his that he had that he found his love of oils. But it wasn't from me sending sample after sample after sample after sample and just shoving it down his throat. It was because he felt like I was approaching him like a salesperson, right? And this is my own brother. So you can't seem to get people to say yes to you ever. I want you to be so busy scheduling classes that you don't have time to notice the no's. You just don't have time, right? You're so laser focused on collecting those yeses that no it's not even part of your vocabulary, right? You just kick the dust off your feet and you just keep on moving and keep on moving, right? So keep moving and never look behind you, because there's nothing for you behind you. There's only things for you in front of you, not behind you. The second reason that people avoid you is you're missing the art of that relationship, the relationship first. And this is where Young Living hit it out of the ballpark when they had Eric Worre come and speak at convention this year. His entire if I will you statement comes in so handy, right? If I hand you this lecture on CD, if I give you this textable class, would you listen? If I give you Fearless, would you read it? It answers questions on how to protect your family, right? It trains you how to hunt down poison in your cabinets. If I set up a coffee break with you, would you meet me for a 30-minute class? If I loan you my diffuser tonight, will you let me know how you feel in the morning, right? Just if I will you, practice that art of the relationship building and meet them in the places where they are. You're not pushing something on somebody else if you're utilizing your resources and always expecting something back. It's a dance with them. The art of the relationship is a dance with them. And so you're meeting those needs and meeting them where they are. Now, what if they're still saying no? What if after all of that, all this training, the relationship building, everything I'm telling you, what if they're still saying no? All right, and you're still having no-show classes? I'm going to give you some brand new second edition game plan content right here. All right. If you switch your focus from selling a kit to building relationships, there is no pressure for you to perform. If you've engaged in a way that's genuine and that's real with them, and you built it on relationship and you built it with trust, most people will follow that. They'll follow it because they sense the genuineness in you, right? They sense the realness in you, and that's the place that you have to meet them at. Vicki says, my first month for classes, and I've got 4 scheduled. So proud of you, Vicki. I'm so proud of you. So one of the things I do is I ask 3 people to invite 50. So I will set up a Facebook event. I ask 3 people that I know would show up if I asked them. These are my good friends, right? And I say, listen, guys, I just launched a business. Would you support me in my family business? It would mean so much to me if you would go in and invite 50 people. Just go in and click them through through, invite people you think might have an interest, and put a sentence that edifies me in that event. Hey, this is my friend Sarah. She's amazing. She really knows her stuff when it comes to chemical-free living. And I know if you have an hour to listen, it's really, really going to bless you. This is an amazing woman. I trust her. I believe in her. And check this out. This isn't something you want to miss, right? And then you just mark it in that class. You tell them things that you're going to be given, little teases of what you're going to be talking about when you do the actual class. And then you open your door and you get ready for the people who come in your front door. When those people come in, then I start tapping into their friend circles. I'm no longer tapping into my closest friends. I'm leaning on their friends of friends of friends of friends. I'm incentivizing them to bring people to my classes. I'm building relationships with them. I'm getting them excited about oils. I'm meeting their needs. And I'm starting from that place, right, of just loving on them. Now, if your 3 won't invite, then it goes back to that issue of the relationship. Don't say, hey, are you going to order that kit that you said you'd get last week? Instead, you get on the phone and you say, hey, how is your son's arm after his Little League injury? I've been watching that. I hope he's feeling better. Did you get your date night in this week? We were talking about that last week. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you handling the stress in your life? I know you had a lot on your plate this summer. Many, many, many kit sales result from a drop of oil in a friend's hand, meeting the need, leading with the relationship. That's the missing element. All right, that's the missing element. Do you remember that place that you were in your very first class and you didn't even know what oils were? All right, that's the place where your almost oiler is. So walk with them from that place. You've got to show them the need. You hadn't heard of all these amazing stories that you have in your head now, or even seen the oils work in your own home. You got to start where they are and meet them there. Don't give up on them because they don't understand at first. So here's a new skill that's in the 2nd edition of Game Plan, and this is the skill of storytelling. I'm going to train you a little bit on storytelling and how to share your story. One of the biggest traps in network marketing is that you think if you shove enough facts at people, they're going to change their minds and they're going to buy. But scientists have proven that we make decisions on emotions and not on information, right? Even men make decisions on emotions and not information. Becky says she's never been to a class. Becky, I want you to go to my website, oilabilityteam.com, and I want you to click on share, and I want you to go listen to the 101 class there, and then you've been to a class, all right? Go listen to that whole thing. So scientists have proven that we make decisions on emotions and not on information. So how do you lead people past blocks? With stories. Yeah, stories will draw people in and connect with that emotional part of their brain. You'll move more people with stories than with facts because you're helping them imagine hope and you're helping them imagine confidence and imagine the excitement of finding chemical-free solutions in every area of their life. So make it your goal to have a story for every oil in your starter kit, and then put a new product on your Essential Rewards order to build your next story. Collect stories from your team. In the workbook assignment that I've got you doing for Chapter 12, I'm going to train you with specific questions to help you craft your own story. So you're able to tell that when you're teaching your 101. That script is great, but you got to be able to share your story. When you first start, those first couple minutes are your story. Exactly. Facts tell, stories sell. Yeah. So ditch the negativity. That's a third reason that people avoid you. And that's hard because there's so many reasons why you guys are negative. So many reasons. You might have been disappointed. Things didn't pan out the way that you planned. Maybe you've been hurt over and over and over and over again. You set goals. You don't meet them. You get frustrated. Things get pushed off. You've been crushed. Maybe you've been abused. Can I go there with you guys for a minute tonight? All right. I'm going to speak to every person that's been hurt, every person that's been crushed, every person that's been disappointed. Maybe you're spewing negativity and sarcasm because that's what's been spewed at you. Maybe you are the victim of some type of abuse. If you have little kids in the room right now, you might want to have them do another activity, all right? My eyes already welled up before I even tell the story. When I was a little girl, I had an amazing babysitter, and she was married to not an amazing man. And I was a pretty high energy kid. And my mom loved to leave me with that babysitter over the weekends. And what she didn't know was that my babysitter's husband was a child molester. And so from the time that I was 3 years old until I was 11 years old, when my parents caught it, when they figured out what was going on, I was touched by this man every single weekend for 8 years when I was a little girl. And it made me afraid of the dark. It made me afraid of being alone. I would curl up in a ball. Even when I started dating my husband, I would curl up in a ball in the room, in the corner of the room. I didn't want him to hug me. I didn't want him to touch me. I was afraid of being close to him. I was scared of contact. I was scared of physical contact. It terrified me. I didn't want to be alone with anybody. It was very hard when I first started anchoring news because a lot of the jobs that I had were overnight shifts in downtown Chicago, where I had to park my car in parking garages and walk through dark garages to get into the building. Or I had morning drive positions where I would have to park my car and I would be alone in a big industrial building for 2 or 3 hours by myself. And those industrial buildings, you hear the doors slamming, and I was so scared. I was so scared. So maybe some of the negativity in your life comes from the way that you've been treated, from things that have happened to you. Coming from a place of abuse, I want to tell you, you don't have to live there. You don't have to stay there. There's freedom on the other side. There's freedom for you if you're willing to move from those places that hurt so deep, right? You don't have to spew that out on the people that you're around and the people that love you and the people that you're closest to. You don't have to stay in that place. Because there is release from it. I would encourage you to find a really good Christian counselor. I'd encourage you to get plugged into a church where you can get truth spoken into you about your beauty, about who you are, about who you belong to, about how your body was designed and made, right? And how our precious Lord and Savior loves you so much. And he will never leave you and never, ever forsake you. I found a lot of the time my words were crushing to people, or I didn't have a heart of forgiveness for people, or I got hurt really bad when people said no to me because I came from that place of abuse and of those feelings of abandonment, right? Maybe you're in that place. Oh, Brooke, yeah. She says, I still have nightmares of a rape from 28 years ago. Brooke, I understand. All right, I understand. I know. I know. How do you erase this from your memory? I don't know that you can erase abuse from your memory, but you can numb the pain from your memory. You can choose to focus on the places where the Lord wants your heart and wants your mind. I love using the emotional oils. Many of you guys have mentioned Sarah oil, wonderful oil for emotional release. Also 3 Wise Men, also release oil, forgiveness oil. Those are amazing oils to get in your diffuser. Just lean over them and just say, you know what? I'm not going to let this haunt me anymore. I'm bigger than this. I'm bigger than this situation. I'm bigger than the things that have happened to me, and I am not going to stay in my past. I've got an amazing future, an incredible future with hope stamped on it. Can I show you the stamp of hope? Can I just show you I just want to show you a moment. Again, I didn't plan on doing this tonight. I'm sorry. I want to show you what Young Living has done for my family the last 3 years, right? I'm not going to show you our home or finances or anything like that, but one of the desires of my heart was to be able to travel with my kids. And I'm a homeschool mom, and we don't really get to do a lot of that kind of stuff. I want to show you. This is my dining room. These are the places that my feet have walked because of Young Living. And this is the hope that's in front of you when you choose to let those feelings of pain and abandonment and hurt, you don't let those things crush you anymore. You move forward and you speak with hope and you speak with life, right? Speaking life over yourself. These are the places that your feet go when you let that stuff get behind you, right? Ephesus, Turkey, Singapore, Bushkill Falls, Pennsylvania, Banff, Canada, Diamond Retreat. That's me with my feet off the ground over there. Venice, Italy with my babies in a gondola. Dubrovnik, Croatia. We were standing right by Gary Young for that picture. These are in the last 3 years, guys. Last 3 years. Honduras, that was the Global Leadership Cruise. Ecuador, that was the Platinum Retreat. Indonesia, those are my second and third board hugging each other in Indonesia when I was speaking for Young Living. Turkey and the Holy Land, right? The places that my feet have been. Venice, another shot of Venice, the Rialto Bridge in Italy with my older 3 kids. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia with my 17-year-old son, right? Ribbon bridges in Malaysia and Malaysian rainforests with my kids, and Belize, South America, right? With my husband, traveling with John, and Greece. That was with Gary Young. I watched Gary run an Olympic-sized field in Greece and Hawaii, right? I was teaching classes in Hawaii and Ecuador and Platinum Retreat and Ephesus, Turkey, and the Holy Land, right? I want to remember the good things that God is doing in my life, and focus on the hope, and focus on the joy, and focus on the places my feet are going, not the places my feet have been, right? And when I say the places my feet have been, I'm talking about the hurt, right? I'm talking about the pain. I don't want to focus on those things. I want to focus instead on going to the Bahamas with my little 11-year-old son, or my leaders retreats with my amazing silvers and up, or the day that I hit diamond, and watching Gary Young wrap his arms around my little guy. Like, those are the things that I want to focus on, not on the places that I've been that have pain. So if you find yourself being negative, being sarcastic, putting grouchy posts up on Facebook, spewing the negativity out at people, you're doing there is you're giving in to the things that have happened to you, and you're letting that past hold you like this. Don't you let it hold you like this, because you were made for more than that. You were made to change the world. You were made to get out there and bring hope to people that don't have any hope. But you can't do that when you stay in the places where you've been and you let that mark you and you don't move forward. You have to move forward. You got to believe in things bigger than you, right? You got to believe that there's good in this world and that there's good people in this world. And if you keep getting out there and you share that hope with them, and you share wellness and abundance and purpose, that God has got some amazing things in store for you. And there's some incredible places He's going to take your feet, if only you step from those places where you're scared. I was so scared to be outside. I was so scared to be in the dark. I was so scared to be in those buildings by myself. But I serve a great big God who doesn't leave me, right? He doesn't ever forsake me, and He doesn't leave me, and He hasn't left you either. So if you're that person that's been hurt and you're negative because you've had it done to you, you got to get out of that. The only way out is to change yourself, right? You got to change yourself. You can't wait for the world to change for you. You have to change you. And then you will draw people to you. You will magnetically draw them to you because they want what you have. They want hope. That's how you share oils. You share hope, right? You share hope. And then who knows? Who knows where God is going to take your feet. So, are your posts online divisive? Right? Are they negative? Consider every word out of your mouth and every conversation and all your posts on social media as an arena where you are studied. You're studied by the people that are not on your team yet. And so if you're not emulating Young Living values of wellness and purpose and abundance, people are going to run the other way. They're going to run the other way. So I want you to practice the skill of speaking life. And this is what we're going to end with tonight. I'm sorry. I just seem to be in 40-minute videos instead of 20-minute videos. But man, I'm giving it my all. I really, truly am. So I'm on page 133 in the second edition game plan. All right. If you got forgiveness, that's a really good thing to breathe in tonight. Forgiveness oil. I'm going to share the secret of getting out of that pit of your mind. Get out of the pit of your mind. Guys, I had a lot of pits in my mind in the last 40 years. I watched my home burn down when I was 14 years old, lost my whole childhood to an exhaust fan fire in our bathroom, was molested for 8 years, was raped when I was in high school. I know, I understand the places that your feet have been. I felt disappointment. I was verbally abused. I was sexually abused on the job when I was working in downtown Chicago anchoring. I know those places of pain, but you can't stay there. You can't stay there because then you're letting it own you. You have so much, guys, you have a Royal Crown Diamond ship ahead of you, right? You can't stay where you are. You have so much freedom to bring other people, but you got to get there first. And you can only get there if you let that stuff go. If you're not letting it own you and, more importantly, define you. It doesn't define you. It'll always be a part of you, but it doesn't define you. Right? So let's talk about how you speak life, because this is how you build relationships. This is how you draw people to you. This is how you show them hope, is by having the tongue to be able to do this, right? So one of the tips that I try on myself when I find my tongue slipping into negativity, I do it, guys, believe me, I'm preaching to the choir here, because I hear it in my own tongue slipping into negativity when I get frustrated, right? It's something that I do with my little homeschoolers, and we call it opposite day. All right, when we face a block in learning a new school, we just say the opposite of how we feel. I am good at division, right? I can understand geometry. I will dissect this frog in biology. It plays wonderful tricks on your mind, tricks that'll get your feet moving in the right direction. Because if your words are uplifting, then your mind will focus up and your feet will follow and you will rank. right? So we're putting a physical like response on this very emotional thing. So I want you to get the game plan workbook out, and you're going to find a section on mindset, and you're going to make a list of all the beliefs that you have right now. And I want you to be totally honest and completely frank about it, because the more honest and raw you are with this section, the better your results are going to be. All right. Beliefs like, I can't fill classes, I can't find leaders, I can't seem to get my OGV to move, no one will sign up under me for Essential Rewards, all of my leaders move so slow, no one will come to my rallies, no one will come to my events, I will never hit diamond, all right? Now what I want you to do is I want you to write the opposite beside it, because that's what I see when I look at you. And that is what God sees when he looks at you. He sees his perfect white lamb. Doesn't matter how much you've been abused, how much you've been hurt, you are white and you are spotless in front of him. And you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, right? So I want you to speak the opposite of those beliefs that you have. I can fill classes. I can find leaders. I can explode my OGV. I will sign people up on Essential Rewards this week. My leaders are amazing, powerful, focused, and driven. My events will be full. I am a diamond rising, right? That's who you are. You take that list, you photocopy it. Yes, Janet. Yes, yes, yes. You put it somewhere where you will see it daily. Maybe it's taped to your bathroom mirror or inside your game planner. All right, you speak those words of affirmation. Yes, Holly, yes, I'm a diamond rising. Yeah. All right, you speak those words of affirmation every single day until you believe what it says. Every single day. All right, what comes off your tongue when you wake up in the morning until your head hits your pillow at night is profoundly powerful. It can be a course correction, or you can bring burdens to yourself, right? You can bring joy into your business, or you can burden it with doubt. Don't let doubt creep in. You stand firm. You speak life even when you don't believe it. You do it until you do believe it, and then you watch miracles happen, all right? You watch miracles happen. So your homework, I want you to read chapters 11 and 12. I want you to do the worksheets for chapters 11 and 12. We're going to take Sunday off. All right, if you're watching live, if you're not watching live, you do whatever your leader tells you to do. All right. And I want you to go to bed knowing who you are. Don't you put who you are by all the terrible things that have happened to you. That's not who you are, right? You go to bed knowing who you are, whose you are. You focus on those things. You focus on the hope. You focus on what's coming for you when you start walking, because that's where you're going, and that's all that matters. Just what's in front of you, not what's behind you. I love you guys. Enjoy tomorrow off. I'll see you on Monday. You just go to bed with dreams of wellness, of purpose, and abundance, and know who you are. You are a diamond rising, and you have great things deep inside of you. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.